Sometimes, death is all you can see. It's all around you. It consumes you.
No. Oh no! They're all dead! They're all dead, Sarge!
So you have to look it in the eye.
If something happens to me, promise me you'll look for Maria.
And bare your teeth. Goddamn locust. It never ends.
Blazinski, design director here at Epic Games, and today we'd like to share with you the first footage of Gears of War 2's campaign. Now, the Locusts are back, and they're meaner than ever, and they've brought with them a force that can essentially sink entire cities, and it's not just a little emergence hole, it's an entire city going down at once. So humanity's back is against the wall, and we need to strike back against these guys. So the way that we do that is by taking these trucks called derricks, and we tow these devices called grind lifts into Locust-occupied cities. The COG guys get in the grind lifts, they barrel down into the depths of the underground, and they fight back against these bad guys. So the scenario you're going to see today is essentially an excerpt from that level titled Assault. It's incredibly action-packed, and we hope you dig it. And there you have it. Bigger, better, and more badass indeed. Hope you guys like this peek at Gears of War 2's campaign, and we hope you like the game this November, exclusively on Xbox 360. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Cliff Blazinski. I'm the designer of Gears of War, and here we are. Today is Emergence Day. Gears of War is out, and on Xbox Live, it's all about Gears of War today. We're going to have a Game with Fame event in which you get to play against yours truly. So I gotta warn you, I've been playing the game for 2 years, whereas you're just getting it, so you better practice quick, because I'm planning on stepping on all of your heads. Got all sorts of other cool stuff going on live, got leaderboard tournaments, downloadables, things like that, so make sure you check that out. Now, I want to give you some advice. When you play this game, you can't play it like you've played your most first-person shooters, right? Remember, it's an over-the-shoulder third-person shooter. You see the character on screen, and it's all about cover. You need to get into cover, target your enemy, sneak back around, get back up. It's fast, tactical action. You need to get to your enemy's 3 o'clock, his 9 o'clock, or 6 o'clock. Get behind him, pinch him, and then you'll have a chance at using the chainsaw, right? So remember, stop and pop, not run and gun. Now, when you're playing online, it's important to know where your enemies are, and it's important to stick together with your teammates. If you just kind of run about and go your own way, your teammates are all going to get killed, and then eventually you're going to have your enemies coming after you en masse to take you out. Curb stomp you, chainsaw you, stick a grenade to your head, use a shotgun, use a hammer of dawn, all these crazy weapons which are going to take you out, right? And remember, A is all move in this game. You use A to get into cover, you use A to get out of cover, right? That's how you navigate the world of Gears of War. You're not jumping over everything, you're jumping into cover, right? Now, when you play online, there's a map that I want you guys to check out. It's called Train Station, right? So you start off, it's Cog versus Locust. You got Cog on one side, you got Locust on the other, right? Everybody's going to run towards the middle to try and get some weapons, but there's a little bit of factor we put in there to kind of slow people down. It's a giant friggin' train, right? So if you actually go into the middle of the map and jump down in the pit and you're not paying attention, you're going to get run over like some Wile E. Coyote style. So you need to keep that in mind. And also, when you're fighting against your enemies, there's little gaps in the train. So if you have a weapon and you're shooting, you can actually shoot between those gaps and take out your enemy while the train's there. It's good fun. So we got 8 great multiplayer maps you can check out. We got an amazing like Rainy Mansion, a clock tower map, all sorts of variety in there. Don't forget there's great co-op as well, and there's an amazing single player campaign. So check it out, guys. We hope you dig it, and looking forward to kicking your butt online. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Cliff Blazinski and I'm lead designer of Gears of War on the Xbox 360. So far, the critical reception for the game has been absolutely phenomenal and we're really excited about that. We're also thrilled that everyone out there, gamers, love the game. We've sold over 2 million copies to date, which is extremely satisfying. Now, as a result, we've decided that we're going to make a couple maps available on the 360 on Live Marketplace. They're really fun maps. We've been playing them for weeks on end here, and we've tuned them to the point where they're just a blast to play. So make sure you download those, check them out, check out the gamer theme we're making available, and just have fun with it. The first map is called Raven Down. It's quick, fast-paced action right in the middle of an arena in which a chopper's crashed. Humans are on one side of the map and the Locusts are on the other side. The map is fast, the map is furious, and you have to be really careful and quick in order to take out your enemy. So the second map that we have available for you guys is called Museum, and we decided to take a setting that's usually pretty boring and pretty uninteresting, which is a museum, and put a firefight in the middle of it. Humans stalk the Locusts, Locusts stalk the humans. You basically have to be very tactical about how you approach this map. If you're careful, you can get the flank on your foe. You can make it around their side and take them out. If you're not, your enemy will flank you and you'll find yourself sitting on the sidelines waiting for the next round. Hope you guys like that sneak peek of those maps we're making available on Xbox Live Marketplace. Want to send a shout out to the good folks at Discovery Channel for helping make those maps available. Make sure you check out the show Future Weapons on Discovery, January 15th at 9 p.m. They'll explore the next generation of firepower. In the meantime, let's get back on Xbox Live for some more next generation gaming with Gears of War.
Hi, I'm Mike Capps, president of Epic Games that brought you Gears of War. Well, right now I'm backstage at the Game Developers Conference where we're just about to announce that Gears 2 is coming out. This is the biggest secret we've had for a long time. We're terrible at keeping secrets, and I cannot wait to put this out in gamers' hands this holiday, November 2008.
What's up, guys? My name's Cliff Blazinski, and I'm lead designer at Epic Games. And you know, it's a funny thing about rumors on the internet. Once in a while, they're actually true. Now, I want to tell you that Gears 1 was a setup. It was an appetizer for all the characters, the environments, the gameplay mechanics we introduced in the first. Gears 2 is going to be bigger, better, and far more badass than the first game in every way. And today, I'm proud to tell you, Gears of War 2 will be available exclusively on Xbox 360 this November 2008. Okay, I want to send a shout out to the hardcore Gears fans out there, and I want to warn you guys that you might want to bring a bucket because it's going to be a lot bloodier this time around.
Please join me in welcoming Dr. Michael Capps from Epic Games to the stage to show off the next generation of the Unreal Engine running on Xbox 360. Michael, great to have you.
Thanks, Chris.
And I'm going to leave the audience in your capable hands.
I'll do what I can. Appreciate it, sir. Totally have to buy a Zune now. Okay, I'm Mike Capps. I'm the president of Epic Games. I hope there's a few Xbox fans in the audience today. Not one, all right. But you may remember a game we made for the Xbox called Gears of War that we did with Microsoft. We've had really good success. Thanks. I'm kind of proud of it. So we've had really good success with Gears and also Unreal Tournament. But as Chris mentioned, that's not all we do. We make the Unreal Engine, which has won the Game Developer Magazine's Frontline Award the last 3 years running. So it's been about a year and a half since we made Gears of War and launched it holiday '06. A lot of people still consider Gears to be sort of the high watermark for technology and video game graphics. But we've been pretty busy since that 18 months ago when we launched the game. We've added a lot of awesome new features to the Unreal Engine, and we've really optimized it for the Xbox 360. So I want you all to do a little thought experiment and imagine what Gears of War might look like if we were to launch it today. And I'm going to bring Tim Sweeney out. He's our CEO, and he's going to give you a glimpse into that future, tell you about the Unreal Engine.
That's right. So now we're going to show you some of the things we've been working on since we shipped the original Gears of War game. We never stop working on new features in the Unreal Engine. It's always a work in progress. We're always adding more. So one of the major new things we've added is ambient occlusion technology. This technology enables us to add much more realistic dynamic shadows to scenes using a pixel shader technique. So a pixel shader traverses every single pixel in the scene and looks at how light reflects around and uses that to generate much more realistic shadow highlights on the objects in the scene. So you see much more definition in individual objects and they pop out from the backgrounds. This technique works for characters as well. We've done significant work on the character pipeline. On the left here you see Marcus Phoenix as he appears in Gears of War. And on the right he's being rendered in our new character pipeline. You see there's much greater contrast in the shadows, much greater specular lighting bouncing off of the thing. You see a lot more detail in the character overall. This is also a lot more efficient and enables us to render a lot more characters in scenes. If you remember in Gears of War, you fought the Locust Horde, where the Horde consisted of maybe like 5 or 6 locusts. But now we can really build scenes containing hordes of creatures. And here we have over 100 creatures running around in real time using flocking technology. We've also improved the water technology on Unreal Engine 3. Besides the realistic water physics simulation running underneath, we also have realistic specular and environment reflections bouncing off of the water. So it captures much more of the realistic liquidy feel you see there. You also have more dynamic interaction with the water, so more realistic sound effects, more realistic splashes using particle systems. And this scales to very large environments. So you can build your game taking place on a deserted island, or you can build that jet skiing game you've always wanted to build using Unreal Engine 3. The engine now scales to much larger scenes like that. Now, Matinee is the system we use to build all of the Gears of War cinematics, the real-time cinematics that play back in engine. We've substantially improved this to give artists movie director class control over all of the objects in the scene, over cameras, over cuts. And we have a real-time preview now in engine that gives you all the visual effects of the real cinematic at a level that's not even seen in Hollywood now in their preview tools. We've also incorporated Aegea's soft body physics simulation tool, which enables us to simulate objects that are realistically elastic and fluidy, like you see with this cube of meat we built here. You can see the player can interact with that, push little pieces of it around, and it's all very elastic and buoyant. This also scales well to fluids. So here you have fluids moving around with viscosity and surface tension, retaining their shape. This enables artists to build environments that are much more organic and real-worldish. You can also destroy them. The thing that we do after we spend a few years building a beautiful game world, the first thing gamers want to do is blow it up, and now they can do that. So we've implemented some real-time structural analysis tools in Unreal Engine 3 that can determine how objects break apart into pieces given stresses and strains. And here we've applied that so that we have a building built out of concrete with a steel structure underneath. And you can see the player can go around and blow holes in the concrete, destroy the structure of the level, while the steel remains underneath. This is just one of the tools that enables designers to create far more realistic and destructible environments in future games. And these are just a few of the things we've been working on in Unreal Engine 3. We expect to have a lot more over the coming years as we learn to take more and more advantage of the Xbox 360's hardware power. Thank you.